It's wrong, it's wrong, it's all wrong. This isn't first, this isn't second, this isn't third. Who are you people? Anyways, shout out to the Lorcana villain for compiling all top 16 deck lists in one convenient place for me. His work is greatly appreciated, and if he gets canceled on Twitter, sorry, if he gets canceled, not specifically on Twitter, don't at me because I haven't actually watched any of his stuff. I don't know, he's just not for me. Or Bailey, I don't watch that much Lorcana content. Regardless, my YouTube watching habits aside, we're going to be covering number 16 of the top 16, which is the worst of the best, but that's still a really good place to be in for such a freaking spicy deck. What? What am I looking at? What? This is wild. This is incredible. This is amazing. This is awful. I love it. I hate it. I don't know how to feel about it. What are you telling me that we're running 28 locations in a deck and it got top 16? Top 16. That is absolute insanity. I saw this deck. I had to cover it, you know? Like, this is not something you can ignore. This is going to keep me up at night. This is something I want to inflict on my friends. I want to just play location after location after location and then just tell them, yeah, you got something to deal with all of these? And then they start crying and weep as they stare into the face of my god that I have created false idols of. And anyways, this bit is going too far. But anyways, no, this deck is just like this deck is so coherent, and I'm just baffled that first off, no one else really thought of it before. Like, sure, the idea of a locations based aggro deck floats around every now and again, and everyone's like, nah, locations are too bad. But what if you just hit a critical mass, you know? Like, okay. One location that's like 4 health, pretty bad. It can't fight back. It kind of can't deal any damage back. It can maybe get you one lore, but then it's like 2 location. It's like, okay, this is now like 8 health that I need to deal with in order to prevent my opponent from getting like one lore per turn. But that's fine. That's okay. But like I need to decide between whether I want to kill like Daisy Duck or Mr. Smee. And like that's kind of annoying, but like it's not like bad yet. Like it's fine. But then it's like turn 3 and it's like, oh, um, my opponent just played John Silver or Fix It Felix Jr., Niceland Stewart, and it's like, is this a problem? And then it's turn 4, and it's like, this is a problem. This is a problem. My opponent has 5 locations out. They've somehow drawn 30 extra cards because Doc, Bold Knight, and Fix It Felix Jr. are weirdly good card draw engines in this deck. And like, there's a Mr. Smee hanging out here that can't die because Captain Hook is a captain, and so Mr. Smee doesn't take the 1 damage, and it's like, okay, but then there's like this Daisy Duck out here, and like John Silver's got 4 lore, and what's happening? Why am I losing? And it's like you just laugh maniacally as like they pass and you gain 4 lore and then quest for another 4. It's like all of my machinations, all of my plans, they have led to this point, and you are but a puppet who dances on my string. And then like salt in the wound with fire to cannons so even Diablos aren't safe. And you don't care about John Silver, Prince John, sorry. You don't care about Prince John. You're not gonna have anything in hand for your opponent to discard anyways. So his ward effect doesn't matter. What's Prince John gonna do? Challenge your 3/3 Smee or even your 1/4 Daisy Duck? Yeah, that's right. That's why I thought you Emerald Steel players stare at the face of your new god, Amber Steel. Okay, let's be real for a sec though. This deck, once again, worst of the best. Now, do I think it could have placed higher? 100%. Do I think this deck will get better with more support? 100%. Is the deck currently a tier 1 deck? Oh boy, no. It's maybe like tier 2, I can argue for, but it also kind of struggles once again. I feel as if I've said this a lot recently about all aggro decks. It struggles into the mid range matchup, but a lot less of them. Because if it's a Mim mid range, your locations get a lot more value. And so Mim can't deal with both your characters and your location. And then, like, it's hard to deal with John Silver when he's like all up and running, and if he's able to have requests for like even 3 or 4, like that's brutal and devastating. And Fix It Felix Jr. makes it so that your locations are harder to kill, and you don't have to stick your locations until after you've played Fix It Felix Jr. Niceland Steward. Like, that's just like a big deal, right? It's just like you can't always get the ideal draw, but that's the case for all card games. It's just like you don't have another mode of play. Your mode of play is play locations and hope your opponent loses before you lose, right? Is it a good game plan? Yes, we have just hit the critical mass here, right? And then Seven Dwarfs Mine is sort of a sneaky removal, control, denial option that finds itself in this deck as well. Like, it's just so beautiful. Like, I am building this deck as we speak because it's just amazing. I want to inflict this upon all the people that I play with down here in my government facility way underground. I just like it's only $22 for me because I've already bought 4 of Daisy Duck because I needed her for my set championship. It's just so beautiful. It's amazing. And it's also not such an insane power level that, like, if I bust out this deck, it's not like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't do anything against me. It's like, oh, yeah, just start challenging my locations. I swear that'll help you. Plays another. Oh, yeah, just challenge that one, plays another. Challenge that one, plays another. Man, I dream of the degen stuff that I'm going to do with this deck in the near future. But that's gonna be it from me. Once again, shout out Alvaro Giro. You deserve all the love in the world. I've already hearted this. There's only 23 views. I will link this deck list in the description. Actually, no, I'm gonna push this deck list too popular. Give Alvaro Giro the credit they deserve. This is just amazing. So yeah, that's it from me. Please hit like and subscribe. I hope to see you next time, and I do hope you have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye!